Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys visiting the channel and spending some time with me today watching the video. Guys, today we're going to talk about something regarding forward-facing sonar that we haven't talked about on the channel before, and that's perspective mode, which is allowing anglers to see fish in real time in shallow water in front of them. Super disturbing, some of the things that are going on right now, so we're going to get into that in today's video. Also guys, big thank you out there to everybody that has hit that subscribe button over the past week and been using all the links we put in the description in the channel. That definitely does not go unnoticed, so thank you very much for everybody that continues to support the channel here and helps out by using those links we put in the description. I really appreciate it. Okay guys, first of all, I want to address the anglers out there like myself, the legion of anglers out there, the majority of anglers out there that are against forward-facing sonar and exploding technology, for being the adults in the room and doing the right thing. You guys are, everybody that's on board with that gets what's going on here. And I just want to clarify that right off the bat, that I really appreciate those people that have the foresight to see what's going on here. What I want to address in this video that we haven't talked about here is what this perspective mode on forward-facing sonar is doing to our fishing as well. Everybody knows the offshore live scope deal, but this perspective mode is becoming more and more of a factor every tournament, which is allowing anglers to scope in a wide angle from, forward, above, everywhere like that, looking for fish in real time in shallow water cover out there. Now, first of all, everybody's out there. One of the things I want to preface this again is I don't attack anglers that use this technology, and you've never heard me say bad things about specific anglers that use this technology, except for one guy that I have. So I'm not, if you're one of those guys that use it, I understand you're using it because you say it's legal, you're not on the same side of the fence that everybody else is with it. And so I'm not attacking you for it, because I realize that if you're a tournament angler, you've got to use it to compete. It's not you guys that are the bad guys, it's the tournament organizations that are the bad guys for allowing the technology and forcing you to have to use that technology. So I want to clarify that. I'm not personally attacking anyone that's using it here. But just because something is legal doesn't mean it's right, because there's been a lot of things that used to be legal in tournaments that they've made illegal over the years. So that goes back and forth as far as with the rule changes out there. And I equate forward-facing sonar and this perspective mode, excuse me, I equate that entire thing to sort of like alcohol and tobacco. Now, alcohol and tobacco, guys, it kills hundreds of thousands of people a year in this country. It costs our healthcare system tens of billions of dollars, yet it's legal. And the reason it's legal is because of money. It's the same thing with forward-facing sonar, guys. As much of a danger as this technology is to the future of bass fishing and the tradition and the heritage of the sport, it's still legal because of money. Simply like alcohol and tobacco. It's the same thing out there. So in my opinion, that's a perfect analogy for forward-facing sonar. The problem we have in this right here is I've talked in length about everything that's bad about live scope, used for offshore fishing and bass fishing. But specifically, one of the things I'm really getting disturbed about is this perspective mode that guys are getting better and better and better at. What this is basically doing is, like, if you're, a shallow water angler out there and you're going down a row of boat docks, or you're going down a row of flooded bushes, or you're going down a row of lay down trees or something like that, there is getting to be a large percent of the anglers that have got very adept with this technology, where they just cruise down the bank. If there's 50 laydowns there, they just cruise down the bank until they see a fish moving in one of the laydowns, and then they fish that one laydown. They don't fish anything else. Same with docks, same with bushes, all that type of stuff. Guys, if you are okay with that and you don't understand the fundamental flaw and the fundamental insult that is to fishing and bass in general out there, then you're not really paying attention to what's going on. Bass fishing, the magical, mysterious, wonderful thing about bass fishing, and it always has been, it always will be, is the element of the unknown. Once you remove the element of the unknown out of there, you have diminished the sport to a point where it's not even recognizable. So when you're one of those anglers that is using perspective mode and whatever shallow water cover that you're using at less than 5 foot of water, and you're fishing and targeting structure out there only when you see fish out there, that there's something about that that just it's just effed up. That's all there is to it out there. Bass fishing should be about stealth, awareness, the unknown, the primal, the instinctual, the mysterious part of it out there. That is the power point of bass fishing out there. And removing that, you remove so much of the intrinsic value of fishing by simply taking all of that out of any type of fishing out there. Now, with perspective mode and all the advancements that I'm sure are on the way with perspective mode and live scope, there's not a damn place in a lake where a fish can hide anymore. There's not. We're gonna know where every freaking fish is in the lake. I don't care if it's in 2 foot of water or in 2 foot of water, 200 foot of water out there. Is that okay with you guys? Is that really where you wanna be out there? Do you wanna go fishing out there and know that when you get on that water that you're going to turn your electronics on out there and you're not going to do any casting, you're not going to do any fishing until you have your umbilical cord of your forward-facing sonar tell you where to fish at? I mean, you should be embarrassed by that. If that's where you're at in your fishing out there, I'm embarrassed for you for that. And like I said, the more that I see this having an influence in a tournament out there, where you have taken away all of the work that is required to become a real bass angler. I've had conversations, guys, with several Bassmaster pros on the Elite Series right now. I'm not going to name any names with them, but I'm in communication with them. And these guys are disgusted at the fact that they have worked for decades and decades and decades to understand the nuances of shallow water power fishing. And they understand the details of it. They understand all the variables, the uncontrolled variables, the controlled variables, sunlight angles, wind, currents, everything out there. How bass react to different types of cover, how bass react to different colors and lure profiles. It's taken them decades to master that craft. That is done now. All of the skills that took them decades to learn are worthless. You might as well throw them out the window when you have a piece of technology on there that you can go down that bank and you can see that bass in that lay down, if he's there or not, and that decides whether you're going to throw in that lay down or not. Again, if you don't understand, if you can't see that something is messed up with that, it's seriously time to reevaluate your entire worldview on bass fishing, because you're disconnected from the sport completely out there. Now, I realize that a lot of guys the scopers are going to take offense to that. Whatever, Grandpa, yell at the clouds some more. You're all nothing but negative, Randy. Get up with the times. You're a dinosaur. You're a has-been. I've heard it all. I get it all from you guys out there. I also get a lot of comments out there. Right on, Randy. I'm on your side. People that get it. I understand there's people on both sides of the fence. But it's the same. I'll go back to the alcohol and tobacco analogy. Why is it that somebody smokes and drinks knowing it's going to kill them? It's going to kill them. It's going to not only kill them prematurely, it's going to affect their family. Their family is going to be traumatized by the death of somebody caused by alcohol and tobacco, yet they still do it. And it's sort of the same with this forward-facing sonar technology. People continue to do it knowing that it's degrading everything that's of value in the sport, degrading the future sustainability of our fisheries, degrading the tradition and the heritage of what bass fishing is, taking away the mystery and the magic and all the intrinsic value of fishing from a therapeutic point of view. I realize 20% of you guys don't understand that. You don't get it. You think that I'm freaking nuts for saying that out there, but it's probably because there hasn't been a lot of self-reflection on that. The more that I see forward-facing sonar beginning to dominate 100% in 2 foot of water or 100 foot of water, the more that it's like, it does two things. It makes me want to dig my heels in even deeper into this topic, and it just makes me want to give up at the same time. It's almost like the thing my buddy said. It's like eventually human beings destroy everything they touch. You know, he's a big environmentalist. He's true with that, because that from what I have seen, that is the case, and more than not. And it's sort of the same with fishing. It's like we are going to destroy everything that we love in the sport by all this technology that's coming up here. It may be 5 years from now, it may be 50 years from now, but it's coming. I can promise you that. And until the tournament directors grow a backbone and grow a pair and start limiting this technology, the sport of bass fishing, the days ahead are dim for it. Now, I'll say one thing about LiveScope and all Rants and Garmin and Humminbird that have come out with technology. It is incredible technology. I'm not denying that. It's unbelievable, people that have developed that technology. That technology should be in the hands of the fisheries managements. The only people that need to have this type of technology, and it is valuable, don't get me wrong, it can be super valuable to our sport, in the hands of the conservation departments and the fisheries management to monitor these fish populations. It has no business in the hands of recreational or tournament anglers out there. And one of these days, you know, like I said, it's just a matter of time. I don't know how long it's going to take, but one of these days we're going to start seeing the effect of it big time, probably sooner than later. But if you guys are okay with like the sport of bass fishing, the speed of which is being morphed into this artificial, sterile, you know, computerized technology venture, it's no longer what it used to be. Fishing, Bassmaster and MLF, because they have not done the right thing and put limitations on this, they are in the process of turning fishing into something that it's not. Every freaking tournament, guys, is dominated by this now. I don't want to hear any comments from you guys saying, oh, Randy, you got a 2D, you got, you know, Humminbird graphs that's got 2D sonar and power poles on it and, you know, all this stuff. It's not the same thing. 2D sonar, down imaging, side imaging, that is not the same thing as forward-facing sonar in perspective mode. You're not seeing live images. You're not seeing the fish react to your lure in live images where you can make adjustments to that. This is rudimentary technology that we have right now. This is the first generation. What happens when you get to the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth generation of forward-facing sonar and technology that's above that? Is it never going to be enough? At what point is it too much for you? If you're a forward-facing sonar proponent, at what point do you say, man, that's a little too much? We've sort of crossed the precipice for what it is right now. But anyway, guys, the more that I have seen the advent of this perspective mode and how it has taken away the magic of shallow water power fishing, and it's continuing to do so, it's depressing to say the least. It is. And like I said, I take the heat for this. You know, I'm at the forefront of it, and it's like it's a fight worth fighting for, because it is the right thing. It's like when you stand up for sustainability and try to protect the fisheries and try to protect the integrity of the sport, you're fighting the good fight. If you're somebody that is pro balls to the wall technology, that is just in it for nothing more than to help you catch more fish and to improve your ability to catch more fish and nothing else looking into the future, then you're not approaching the sport. You're not seeing the sport for what it is. And I'll just say it right off the bat here again, forward-facing sonar technology is an insult to the sport. It's an insult to the bass. It's a disrespect to the bass. It's robbing everything we have out there. And I realize that a lot of people out there have blinders on it and they can't see it. It's just like I use the old, 500-year-old tree analogy a lot. It's like most people are horrified if they see a logger cut down a 300 or 400-year-old white oak tree that's been here since freaking the Clovis people in North America. Most people are horrified by that. Most people say, well, that some bitch is going to make a good coffee table out there, or something like that. That's the difference. It's a perception in the mind here about how this works. So anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody out there that is fighting the good fight and putting up resistance against this technology. I would invite everybody out there that's not to join the club. Again, if you're using that type of technology, I'm not attacking you personally. I put all of the blame for the problem we find ourselves in the tournament organizations. They are the one that are forcing this on people. They're forcing people to have to do this that they don't have to do. So anyway, think about it a little bit, meditate on it, try to get past the basic, justification for forward-facing sonar, and just think about some of the elements that I talked about. You dudes out there that have been around a long time get it. Most of you old guys out there that are over 60 years old, you've seen what's happened and you get it. That's why most of the older anglers are against it. It's not that they're against or they don't know how to use technology. That's not it. They see the writing on the wall and what has happened in the bigger picture out there. And that's why you see this generational gap between, the anti-forward facing people and the pro-forward facing sonar people. So anyway, guys, just a few thoughts. Let me know what you guys have. And another thing about that, I'll tell you one thing right off the bat. Feel free to comment on this video, but if you're going to attack the messenger, those comments will be deleted. If you want to have a respectful, civil debate on this and put up some good points without attacking the messenger, feel free to comment all year long. But I'm tired of the people out there that don't have the ability to focus on the message and think they got to attack the messenger for that. So anyway, don't mean to sound all pissy about it, but I'm just really irritated about that. Again, guys, really appreciate you guys tuning into the videos out there, and we'll talk later.